Maintenant, si tu dois refaire le voyage,
Même chose.
la même chose.
Non,
Non.
ça ne peut pas. Ça, c'est dur de faire, non.
Ouais.
Ce qui est passé est déjà passé. Moi-même, lorsque ça m'est arrivé, je ne crois pas. Parce que ça m'a étonné. Je ne vais pas faire le 7 voyages. C'est un voyage qu'on appelle l'enfer. Un voyage l'enfer.
L'enfer.
L'enfer, ça veut dire qu'un voyage du feu. C'est comme on t'a mis dans le feu, ils sont allumés. C'est comme ça, cette voyage-là, c'est comme ça. C'est trop dur. Je ne vais pas, et puis encore, je ne vais pas qu'un autre fasse cette voyage. Tu vois.
Le 21 juillet 2016, je suis arrivé à Sava. Arrivé, le mec qui nous a accompagnés pour le voyage, tout le monde connaît l'histoire de la Libye, a dit que non, le mari de ma soeur n'a pas payé. Bon, c'est la règle. Tu ne payes pas, on t'amène en prison.
Et il fait max. Il y a d'autres, mais il ne fait pas max. Il vient comme ça, parce qu'il n'y a pas de loi. Chacun fait ce qu'il veut. Un jour, ils m'ont kidnappé sur la route, ils m'ont attrapé, ils m'ont mis dans la prison. Ils m'ont mis dans la prison, ils m'ont dit de payer 500 000 francs CFA.
Juste pour...
Pour sortir seulement.
Bon.
Je n'ai rien fait.
Ouais.
Comme ça seulement, ils m'ont attrapé. Chaque jour, matin, il me frappe. Il me frappe. Tu vas pas. Tout ça là, c'est les cicatrices. Tout mon corps. Chaque jour, il me frappe. Il me demande, forcé, je vais payer. Il me verse l'eau, il prend les courants, les fils de courant là, il me branche, il me dit que si je ne peux pas cette lasagne, je vais mourir dans la prison. Chaque jour, Dieu fait, midi, matin, soir, il y a des gens qui meurent. Dedans. Il y a des gens qui meurent dedans. Il n'y a pas manger, il n'y a pas de l'eau. L'eau là, c'est comme si tu as mis du sel. Dedans, on t'a dit de boire. Quand tu bois, tout ce qui est dans ton ventre, ça sort comme ça. Tous les gens, leur corps, tout c'est fini.
Comment tu as continué de vivre?
On a resté là-bas, j'ai fait là-bas plus d'1 mois, 2 semaines, ici dans cette prison. Il me maltraite et il fait tout ce qu'il veut. Chaque jour, il tue les gens. Quand on te demande l'argent, si tu ne payes pas, il prend les pistolets, il te cogne jusqu'à tu meurs, ou bien il te prend, il te met comme du mané qui égorge les moutons, il te met, il écrase, il te égorge, il coupe la tête, il met tout sous la terre, il ferme.
Fuck.
Comme ça il fait.
Arrivé en prison, c'était pas drôle, mais je ne vais pas trop expliquer ça parce que c'était pas vraiment bon. Donc, quand je suis rentré là-bas, j'ai fait 3 mois avec eux. Je travaillais durement pour eux. Et là, je suis sorti.
Un jour, il y a des gens qui sont venus là-bas, on l'a mis en prison. Ils sont un peu costauds, grands, c'est eux qui sont cassés la prison. Le jour-là, les Arabes, ils sont en fête dans leur pays. Ils sont partis faire la fête. Ils nous ont fermés seulement. Il n'y a plus de personnes dedans. Le jour-là, les gens là, ils ont cassé la porte. Ils ont cassé la porte. Beaucoup de gens sont sortis. En sortant là-bas, les Arabes sont venus. Ils ont tué d'autres sont filles, d'autres sont morts là-bas. C'est dans ça que moi j'ai échappé pour partir. C'est comme ça que Dieu m'a sauvé.
Et quand je suis sorti avec eux, j'ai fait rencontre un arabe libyen qui portait le même nom que moi. Et lui, il portait le même nom que moi. C'est lui qui m'a aidé pour que je traverse. Il m'a dit que non, actuellement, que la Libye est en guerre, je ne peux pas me retourner chez moi. C'est là que j'ai pris la route sur la mer. Je ne savais pas ce qui m'attendait sur l'eau parce que c'était ma première fois de voir l'eau. J'étais choqué et je ne peux plus faire marche arrière parce que je te dis que tu vas te retourner, tu risques la mort. Parce que on peut te tuer là-bas. Donc, je suis entré dans le bateau de 120 personnes. Et c'était le moment le plus dur de ma vie que je n'ai jamais oublié.
C'est quel type de bateau?
Le bateau, c'est pas le grand bateau, c'est un petit.
C'est quel type de matériel?
C'est comme ça. Exemple là, ça c'est caoutchouc.
Ah, ouais.
Plastique.
Yeah,
Plastique. Hein.
Ouais, plastique.
C'est ça, on pompe comme du ballon.
Ouais.
On pompe ça, les gens montent dans ça.
D'accord.
On allume le moteur.
C'est le plus dangereux type de bateau.
Ça c'est dangereux même. Parce que si ça pèse, tout le monde meurt. Il n'y a personne qui va sortir.
Et t'as pensé de ça avant de partir?
C'est passé. Parce que maintenant, j'ai dit que ma vie maintenant c'est fini. Parce que celui qui me défend, il est mort. Ouais. Maintenant, il n'y a plus de quelqu'un qui va me défendre.
Ouais, t'as pas de famille, t'as
rien.
Ouais.
Maintenant, je suis sacrifié ma vie. J'ai dit, il faut que je va. Si Dieu me sauve, Dieu merci. Si je meurs encore, Dieu merci. Ouais. Parce que je n'ai plus de soutenance. Beaucoup, ils ont mis plus de 120 personnes. C'est petit, hein? Mais ils ont mis jusqu'à 120 personnes. Wow. Ils ont allumé le moteur. Ils vous ont laissé comme ça.
Qui a conduit?
Qui? C'est nous. Ouais, si on peut pas, tant pis pour nous. Il nous a jetés comme ça.
C'est la première fois que tu es dans la mer?
C'est ma première fois dans ma vie. Moi, je n'ai jamais même approché la mer.
Et tu peux pas nager, hein?
Je ne peux pas nager. C'est ma première fois de voir mer.
T'as une veste?
Rien. Le chemise que j'ai porté, c'était ici. Ça même, c'est un peu mieux. J'étais coupé même. J'étais sorti en prison. Je ne connais rien dans la vie. Ouais. C'est comme mon esprit, tout s'est gâté. Le
bateau tourne. Et ça tourne. Plus de 3 fois, ça tourne. Je priais Dieu seulement dans mon cœur. Si mon destin était là, sur la mer, je demandais toujours à Dieu que Dieu fasse sa volonté. Et si mon destin n'était pas là, que Dieu laisse mon chemin ouvert. J'étais là, et puis notre moteur est gâté. Et ça a bouleversé beaucoup de personnes. On a eu une perte d'une femme enceinte. Quand on a vu la perte, tout le monde était choqué. Et que tout le monde pensait que leur dernier jour était arrivé.
On a vu un bateau qu'on n'a jamais vu dans notre monde. C'était grand. Il y a beaucoup de drapeaux. Ouais. Lorsque j'étais dans mon pays, lorsque j'ai regardé dans le journal, je vois drapeaux beaucoup de pays. J'ai vu le drapeau, j'ai dit, est-ce que ça, c'est pas le drapeau des Italiens? Ouais. Parce qu'il y a beaucoup d'étoiles. Ouais. Beaucoup d'étoiles. Okay. Dans ça, maintenant qu'ils sont approchés, le bateau c'est écrit Union Européenne.
la Croix-Rouge, le bateau de la Croix-Rouge est venu nous prendre. Quand le bateau nous a pris, on est arrivé à Lampedusa. Quand le bateau nous a pris, on est arrivé à Lampedusa. Arrivé à Lampedusa, j'étais là, je ne sautais pas un mois après. Pendant les 1 mois, je suis sorti, j'ai croisé un ami à moi, au fait un père qui m'a beaucoup aimé aussi, et moi aussi je l'aime tellement. Je ne savais pas comment il m'a aidé la première fois à apprendre la langue italienne jusqu'à aujourd'hui. Donc c'est là, c'est depuis ce moment, j'ai commencé à avoir un petit espoir pour savoir que non, même si tu n'as aucune famille, mais tu peux rencontrer une autre famille qui n'est pas de ton même sang.
Take your protein pills and put your helmet on. Ground control to make it on. Commencing countdown, engines on. Take ignition, and it's got to go to.
The journey is over. The journey never ends. It's here as he walks. It's hidden in his scars, in laughter, in my presence, in my gaze. It's in the way in which the world is constructed today. Like tourists, I'll never understand our routes mapped blindly in straight lines over the depth of lived experience. I take shelter behind the lens. I see both of these men building worlds, lives now flourishing new shoots. In the bullet case echo from Libya, from dark memories of the sea, from the weight of a wave crashing down, knee deep, life jackets flashing, lost memories of lost people. I see graveyards of boats, of boats.
Je suis sorti dans la ville pour me promener. J'ai rencontré celui qui s'appelle Nino dans la ville parce que lui, il est intelligent, il connaît la situation des gens immigrants parce que lui, il fait histoire de tout. Lampedusa, les immigrants, il fait tout ça là. On était rencontrés là-bas. On est restés ensemble là-bas. Je m'en vais, je lui dis que j'ai envie d'étudier la langue italienne. Il m'a dit que ok, il n'y a pas de problème. Il m'a donné cahier et bic. Il m'a demandé si j'étudiais dans mon pays d'abord. J'ai dit que bien sûr j'étudiais, mais je n'ai pas trop duré. C'est 7 ans que j'ai étudié et j'ai laissé l'école. Il m'a demandé si tu as des familles, j'ai dit que non. Tu as des papas, j'ai dit que non. Tu as des mamans, j'ai dit que non. Il m'a dit que comment tu es venu, je lui ai expliqué tout. Il m'a dit qu'il n'y a pas de problème.
Perhaps Nino will call today. The island of Lampedusa seems so far away. That's where I start. Following the journey to Calais, his feet now steady on the ground, I see a glimmer of hope. When we kick a ball, feel bored, the green of this alien land, a talisman against the heavy night of dreams, sweat so cold in the lone moonlight, shadows of boats invading my periphery. Lighthouse searching forever in vain for freedom. Out beyond the field of good and evil is humanity. So I speak to Nino, and he introduces me to many. No names, no titles, just a need to share a reality. I listen so I can start to see retrospectively how here citizens, charities and authorities all treat humans quite differently.
Saremo stanchi, troveremo il modo per navigare nel buio che tanto è facile abbandonare.
I would say the general impression, but anyway, it's always me talking, so I take responsibility for what I'm saying. Is that as citizens of the island, let's say as a group of people, as a community, okay, we've been like riding on a roller coaster for 10 years, and we didn't really have the time or maybe the willing to stop and think and cope with the situation and cope with the aftermath. I mean, processing what happened as a community. I mean, it was not just single individuals responding to it. It was a whole community responding to it. And I can tell you that even those that nowadays would say, no, I don't want migrants, stop migration or whatever, they were there helping. Because that was man to man. And that was not about politics.
Right.
That was not about human rights. That was about being human.
I reflect on what it is to be human as I walk down the main street in Lampedusa. My belly is full, I feel no fear. The passport in my pocket defines my right to be here. Am I the sum total of my biology, or is there some part beyond me? My politics, rights, loved ones, hopes and dreams. Without my citizenship, who will I become? Would I sleep with tranquility or toil in slavery? Am I biologically human or politically human? What is it to walk down a street hand in hand with freedom?
Les policiers sont venus me dire qu'aujourd'hui tu vas partir.
Pourquoi?
C'est une salle d'accueil. C'est pas une salle pour rester pour toutes. Moi, mon groupe c'était Torino. Le groupe de mes autres c'était Milan. D'autres Napoli. Ils ont séparé tout le monde quoi. Parce que quand tu rentres avec quelqu'un, il vous divise.
Ouais. Et t'as pas le choix, ouais?
J'aime pas le soir parce que c'est pas moi qui commande, c'est eux qui commandent.
In Mineo, the hotspot is a place that haunts my sleep. In the north of Sicily, migrant labour keeps tomatoes cheap, while 3,000 humans are herded into gates, waiting for asylum that has no due date. I meet Nigerians, Guineans, a guy from Côte d'Ivoire. All of us have baggage, all of us have scars, but my bike is not currency that I need so as not to starve. Here the mafia pay in cigarettes to men who sell for cash. Here the mafia make women into prostitutes who have to take it back. Here I see two men waiting to be told they are human.
Una vecchia bretone con un cappello e un ombrello di carta di riso e canna di bambù.
Catania, the Achilles port of Salvini, Sicily. Mount Etna's smoke intermingles with the dirt, salt and migrating people. People sleeping on the floors of churches and carpeted masjids in profound silence. People treated like humans if they believe in a greater purpose. I speak with the Imam and he speaks of the violence and suffering on the streets. He says the local masjid is open to all, to pray and eat, to rest and wash, to read and learn. Different communities striving to include the excluded. Sant'Egidios welcomes a few with open arms, friendship, food and shelter. Religious training mixed with time to rest and plan the future. Transborder communities are still exclusive, it seems. Dozens of Christian organizations spread sustenance and the message through myriad means. Food distributions and medical trucks, day centers and night camps. Religion more or less visible between the seams. Religion, the pillar upon which aid workers, the paperless and the state find their legitimacy.
Quand vous descendez, les docteurs ils vont dire que après, il faut ouvrir ta main, on va regarder ta main. Tu ouvres et regardes si tu as des maladies ou quoi. Avant que je rentre, il y a des cicatrices, les bêtes qui nous ont mangés au Libye en prison, tout ça là. Il nous a regardé, les gens qui sont malades, ils montent dans un autre car, les gens qui n'ont pas malade, un autre. Parce que moi j'étais un peu malade, ils nous ont mis en bas, ils nous ont monté dans le bus, ils nous ont transférés sur le grand campo, au Croix-Rouge. Le policier nous a dit de c'est ici que vous va rester. Ils ont mis tous les empreintes comme ça, tous les deux mains, et puis encore ils ont pris une photo, et puis ils m'ont demandé comment je m'appelle, ils ont dit mon nom, nom de ton famille, nom de ton père, nom de ta mère. J'ai écrit. On a resté là-bas 2 ou 3 jours, il y a des hommes, ils sont envoyés spéciaux qui nous ont demandé normalement qu'est-ce que on a des familles, qu'est-ce qu'ils nous a envoyé. On a expliqué un peu.
Not all charity is equal, not all religious activity the same. Secours Catholique is a day centre where people come and go. Collectives hold musical workshops instead of the forced labour of Mineo. Outsiders like you and me welcomed inside, shoot a hoop or play some chess to kill the time. Strangers become acquaintances while laughing over sugary tea or resting in the corner dozing off to sleep. I'll charge my phone and maybe call home. Meanwhile you're nameless, faceless, shameless. Your body and data is not controlled as long as you leave by 5. Find somewhere cold to shelter from the night. Or maybe you'll be tempted by the Red Cross night camps at the periphery of Italian cities. On arrival, they'll take your fingerprints, photos, names of your family. To lie down legally, you give away your political identity, illuminating the link between body and territory. I can't enter or see beyond the gates. If you leave for more than a few days, you'll lose your place. Personal data used for doctors, entry cards, statistics, donations. Biometric data used for Dublin's agreement deportations from a place you thought was safe. Now you're forcibly returning to Sicily, back towards Libya, back towards torture.
I think people who came here in Italy or in Europe, actually, they came for a good reason, not a bad reason, not a place like this. I think they have a dream and a vision. And a place like this, I think you can think good things, because a place like this, your dreams die with you. Because a man without house, without home, he don't have a dream, he don't have a plan. Because you can't plan when you are outside. You only plan when you are inside. It's like the world is turning around you. It's like you are done. It's like everything you have is lost. It's like you lost your own self. You lost your own self to become a human, to become a man. So, like, to my opinion, these people need help, more help. If the Europeans accept to live as one with the Africans, because I think there is not enough love between the both sides. There is not enough happiness between the both sides, because it's can I say it? It's there are more difference between us. But if we can live as one, it's easy to make a bread. You can join the flours together to make a big bread, but you can't use just little flours to make a bread. You must add water on it. So if we join together, I think it's a good thing.
Protect people, not borders. Or should it be the other way around? Feet on the ground, local NGO Baobab crab scuttles the car park camp from place to place. 300 people and more nationalities than there is space. Political solidarity is their ideology, all caught up in the reality of humanitarian necessity. Asylum papers in order rising up in disorder. Cook in the evenings in your space to think, a temporary shelter in exchange for an identity card. Crime reduction with a card game, raised voices in a game of football in a small area. Big egos, big dreams. Temporary shelter full of contradictions that won't resolve themselves to sleep. How difficult it is to plan the future and own the past when you're stuck waiting for God or the state to respond to your demands. You can't skip the queue, and you can't save your place. You wonder if it's today that the police will erase your history, your beliefs, your continuity and your trajectory. So perhaps you'll go north, towards France. Arrive in Ventimiglia between mountains and the sea, a place to pass, to clash, to die at the border. Activists, volunteers, the paperless and the police. Deportation buses, barking dogs, checkpoints and guns. Volunteers, activists, filmmakers and the paperless are all suspects. A broken system of civilian indifference, intimidation and repression. An atmosphere of cold despite the hot sun on your shoulders.
I didn't know what to say to some people. They asked me how to go to France.
The Hobbit might warm you up with a sandwich or a smile. Venticappa might charge your phone, inform you of your rights, connect you to a lawyer or update you with the news. You sit by the train station, watch the filmmaker take your image. Keshania might feed you and give you tea to fight the blues, but their spaces, once full, are now fully removed. No buildings or concrete to organize, eat and speak. Collectives evicted and migrants dispersed, not allowed to be politically active, only biologically survive. Can't have deaths, so allow the distribution of tents, of winter jackets, of food, then slash those tents and take those jackets to darken the mood. Create an environment of depression and suicide, maybe then you'll leave to someone else's blue sky. Clavière. After no luck in Ventimiglia with the train or the border, you move north on a tip towards the region of La Roya, hoping to reach Briançon. The grass and the air smell different on the run. Heart beating, you find yourself hiding in the forest. Along the mountain pass you tread carefully, searching for a way past the Italian army. They hide in bushes, they patrol by jeep. Don't sleep, see their tracks with wary eyes. The hunted must be quicker than the hunter to survive. Your wishes are like leaves in the wind, your feet are heavy, you're vaguely following directions, your nose is runny. Clavière. No migrants here, ski village and golf courses for the unaware. Checkpoints at the border for the local activists, the tourists sail on through. You need information, you need a little food, you meet the self-organized group at the back of the church that they call chez Jésus. Take a waterproof. Restock your energy, sleep in the tent and perhaps you'll find a family. Together you look at the maps to understand the terrain. Soon you'll join a group and be on your way. No traffickers here, just anarchists and the paperless, all searching for another day. The eventual eviction and arrest have already taken place. A new equilibrium is found, a new place to stay. The French police surveil learn to catch you if you stray. Likely they'll send you back to try again the next day. What a sick game of cat and humans that we play.
2016. After 12 noon, I'm sat in a small hut in the jungle in Calais with 5 men who are on a strict hunger strike and have sewn their mouths shut. This started at 12 noon and they have a simple request for a representative of the European Court of Human Rights to visit the jungle, see the conditions which they are living in and address the problems which are facing these people.
There is an argument that by responding, by humanitarian response, you are taking a political action.
Right.
That what we do is a political action because you are, by doing it, you're choosing a side and you are doing something, you're making a statement just by doing it.
Yeah.
The situation has developed over the 3 years many times. I feel like every 6 months it completely changes. When I first arrived, it felt just like a crisis response. It was just a lot of people who needed food, a lot of people who needed sleeping bags, and that was it. More simple. Then the camp, if you like, it wasn't a real camp, but the camp in Calais became more stable. We started to develop into providing services. Look, I mean, there were schools, there was churches, mosques. The camp became more stable and more developed, and people worried about social care and mental care, and it was becoming a community.
Sure.
And then they destroyed it.
Le camp brûle. Les migrants mettent des feux aux cabanes déjà détruites pour ralentir les CRS. Des bouteilles de gaz dans les cabanes, des explosions, des grelots, des problèmes avec nos portables. Les Iraniens cherchent des aiguilles pour se coudre la bouche. Ils entament une grève de la faim. Où est la liberté? Où est votre démocratie? Nous en appelons aux Nations Unies, la Commission des droits de l'homme. Témoignez de cela. Où est votre démocratie?
And then they destroyed it, and they moved people all around France, and our job became suddenly completely different because we were sending aid all over France. We had a big project to stay in touch with the refugees. We took 1,600 phone numbers of refugees who wanted to stay in touch with us.
Okay.
We had a team of 30 interpreters who were phoning those people every day.
Wow.
We had a big logistics project to track them, to see where they were staying, to see how they were being treated, to help people who needed legal help, medical help, direct aid, to help them to work with some French legal charities, to help them with the direct aid. We were sending stuff all over France. My job then was sitting in a really small office, basically doing admin and logistics all day. It was totally different, and then it was a whole another 6 months. And then the refugees were coming back, and when the numbers started to hit critical mass, it was looking after them in Calais, but that was, again, completely different because the numbers at first are very small, but the atmosphere was incredibly tough. The police were so hard on them. At the beginning, people were hiding from the police, but all the first ones to come back used to just get arrested and put in detention all the time. We were picking them up off the streets to stop them getting arrested and put in detention. We were spending a lot of time at the detention centres, working with them, collecting them, trying to keep them off the streets. It was an entirely different job until probably 6 months later there started to be enough of a critical mass for settlements to form again.
Right.
And that's when we started to get messages about people in Brussels, in Zeebrugge. The camp burnt down in Dunkirk, and there started to be more sort of like an illegal settlement in Dunkirk. And then it developed towards what we have today, which is a number of illegal settlements, but with horrible conditions.
Humanitarian charity or political solidarity. Tensions arise between those who provide and those standing side by side. Some track the paperless and call them refugees. Some track the police and name them fascist seeds. Others watch the deportations that take place under the cover of night. What right do I have to comment on this life? What harm can a charity cause while trying to further your cause? Your now civilized portrait plastered on a billboard while anarchists graffiti the mayor's sidewalk. You wait, devoiced, depoliticized. No work, no home or vote. Screeching seagulls and cheap chips are part of our daily shared experience. I watch the streets and the warehouses, see humanity in the creases. I see smiles after car park dinners, large frowns at distribution queues. I hear laughter in the day centres, I feel tears in the camps. As you lie damp, tear gas will suddenly strike your land. I know different visions of Europe in everyone's hands. Hands sowing seeds and sowing mouths for the future. The warmth of fire at night and the coldness of people's gaze. Sometimes it's easier to turn a blind eye. Sometimes it's easier to turn without saying goodbye. All the while it's easy to forget I could be you. Call me a terrorist and I'll be stripped stateless too, and locked in detention indefinitely while the climate crisis displaces. Crises beget dysfunctional regimes while all sides refuse to see. Close our eyes. Now we're kind. I guess we like to pretend our views are objective all the time. Time to leave. I am part of the problem I film. Cognitive dissonance, crossing borders, show my papers to reach England, liberal years taken in post-production, my views, your reality. I don't know where you are. I do this on the understanding that one day we'll laugh.